You don't even knew this was Singleton pattern. How did you even become a software engineer? One of my senior was holding my teammate and I was so scared because I knew the next one was mine. I hope this story terrifies you into learning Singleton pattern. So let's try to understand what exactly is a Singleton pattern. I don't like definitions. So if I have to tell you or explain this via an analogy, I would say if your life is an application, your mom and dad follows the Singleton pattern. Unique, irreplaceable, and always there for you. If you didn't get what I mean, you will after this video. So let's try to understand this with an example. Imagine an airport buzzing with planes taking off, landing, and taxiing on the runway. How does all this happen so smoothly? The answer is central tower. At any airport, there is one central tower that coordinates all these movements. Pilot communicates with the tower, and tower ensures that everything happens in an orderly manner. What if there were multiple central towers at any given airport? There would be conflicting instructions. For example, Tower 1 may instruct a plane 1 to go on a lane 1. The other tower may not know about this and that may instruct another plane to go on the same lane. This will result in a complete disaster. So that's why having a single central tower is the best approach to ensure smooth operations. And that's what exactly a singleton pattern. Now let's try to understand this through code. Let's imagine you're creating a system where we can create an instance of the control tower. So what we normally write in code is simply we create a class called control tower. We write the init function or initialization and we simply bring initializing control tower. Okay. So as we saw, an airport should have only one control tower. So we create tower 1 is equal to control tower. But say somewhere in the code, we mistakenly create another instance of the control tower. So what we want is the tower 1 and tower 2 should be the same. It should not create another instance of the control tower because we know that will result in a chaotic situation. So let's see if this gives us the expected output. So we want to check is if tower 1 is tower 2. Let's run this code and see what we get. So the tower 1 is initialized here, tower 2 is here, and tower 1 is not equal to tower 2. So let's fix this with our singleton pattern. So we don't want to create new instance every time we invoke control tower. So what we can do, we can have a class variable called instance and we can initialize it to none. And instead of controlling how we initialize the object, now we actually want to control how we create the instance of the object. So we can safely remove the init method and customize the new method. The new is called before the init because init controls the initialization of an instance, but new actually controls how we create an instance. So here we can check if class dot instance is none. If it is none, then and only then we create a new instance. So for this, what we can do, super dot underscore new class. So what this does is it checks if the class instance is none. That means no instance of this object has been previously created. We can simply write the comment check if an instance already exists. If it does not exist, we create the new instance and we simply return this instance. Here we can also write since the instance is now created, we can have like initializing our control tower. Make sense? So what this should do is if we are creating the control tower for the first time, it should see that there is no previous instance and it should create a new instance of the control tower. But the next time we create the instance of the control tower, it should return as the existing one. So let's see for an example if this returns true this time, if control tower 1 and 2 are the same. So if we run this code, interesting. It still gives us tower 1 is not equal to tower 2. So what is going wrong here? Let's check a code. Oh, this return should come here. Now let's try again, and boom, we see that the tower 1 is equal to tower 2. And even if we create another instance, say tower 3, this should be equal to the previous instance of the tower. Let's run again. True. So every property or method of this class instances, say tower 1, 2, and 3, would be shared because it's the same. So for example, if we have like another method for the class, say manage flight, and we just give it a flight and simply says managing flight, but we give it a f string. Okay. So if we write here tower 1 dot manage flight, and say we give it a name A123, and tower 2 manage flight B456. So and we run it. So even we call manage flight on tower 1 and tower 2, it's calling the same method of the same instance because tower 1 and tower 2 are actually the same instance. So we have the centralized way of managing all the flights. So it's not like the tower 1 is a totally different instance which is managing a different flight, and tower 2 is managing a different flight. So we now have created singleton pattern that ensures centralized coordination between all the flights on the airport. So I hope you have understood why do we need a singleton pattern and how to implement this in a code. It's very simple. I would like to give you another examples of singleton patterns. So for example, you can imagine we have a database connection. So what if every time we have to write some data into a database, we should not create new connection, or every time we want to read data from a database, we should not create a new connection. So there should be a singleton for the database connection. Every time we require to read or write data from the database, we should be using the same connection. That can save us a lot of bandwidth cost, and that will not overwhelm our database and our application. The same goes for the logging. For example, if we are logging some data to a file or putting logs to a file, every time we log something, we don't want to create a new connection, open a file, write data to a file. We just want to have a singleton for that logging mechanism. So these are some examples of why we need singleton and why not having a singleton can create a real chaos and can be devastating for application. So I hope you now understand the importance of the singleton design pattern. So that's it, and see you in the next video.